the most important thing I learned from playing overseas is that I can basically achieve whatever I put my mind to. You know what I'm saying? Like, people might lie to you. And it's okay. People don't think it's possible until you actually do it. So when my overseas dreams came true, that's when I knew like so many more possibilities were possible. Like, so many more things could happen. The power of the mind, applying it, boom, overseas. And that's what I really want to share with you guys. Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Des360, aka Filipino Kyrie, and welcome to my channel. Right here, we're gonna just talk about how to play overseas. I'm gonna share with you guys some tips and some secrets on literally how you can get your opportunities to play at the next level, whether it's overseas, whether it's high school, college, whatever you're trying to do. It's possible if you're ready to grind. If you're ready to grind. So if you're ready to grind and you're tuned in here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk about my overseas experience in the Philippines and what I truly enjoyed about playing overseas, right? So because if you're watching this, you want to play somewhere, right? And you have to be motivated to play. And I'm gonna talk about the experience, right? Because you want that experience. Maybe you already have it. If you've played at a high level college or high school and had a big fan base or a lot of people in the crowd and stands and that energy, you know what it is. If you've played overseas in another country, or if you've just like played pickup and did your thing and like that one girl you like was watching, like, you know what it is. So I'm gonna talk about that. And for me, it's like I made my Filipino opportunity basically out of nothing. You know what I mean? In other people's eyes, like everything I'm sharing with you guys is pretty much stuff that I went through. Nobody thought I would ever play overseas, like, other than me. So if I can make it happen, you can. I wasn't the tallest guy. I had barely played basketball. I only played basketball for 6 years before I went overseas. It's crazy, man. Like I started playing basketball in freshman year. So by the time I was a sophomore in college, I left college early and I went overseas. So Philippines was the first place where my dreams came true, and Mexico is also where they came true. So yeah, all right guys, so pretty much like overseas life is so sick. I mean, I had a great experience. I had a great time. I learned a lot. I made mistakes. Who doesn't make mistakes? But pretty much what the lifestyle consisted of was waking up early. Oh my god, I can still hear the horn. Crazy, the overseas horn. 4 a.m. because there were practices. Well, we'd have to get up at 4 a.m. There were 5 a.m. practices, right? So if you're trying to play overseas, are you ready to wake up at 4:30 in the morning? You know what I'm saying? We had our practice 5 to 7, 5 to 6:30. Then we'll go eat breakfast. Boom, eat your breakfast. And then it's interesting because when I first went overseas, I was playing for a university, a high-level university. It's all about, they basically said, hey, if you play for this high-level university, you'll get more scouts looking at you because you got to build your name. So I was playing for that university, and I actually had to go to school, show face basically, and that was crazy because going to university and showing your face, you get mobbed by people. In the Philippines, it doesn't, wherever you go overseas, you're gonna stand out. Most people, either you're tall, either you're a different freaking skin tone, either you're just, you're the guy on the court and they know you have skills, or you're funny, whatever. I stood out, of course. Think of me in the Philippines, Filipino Kyrie, walking around, hearing random basketball players being you're just walking around, you just hear Derrick Rose, LeBron, all this weird stuff. So go to school, show face for a couple hours, then go back, and that's it's funny, but that's where you really build a lot of your fan base as well. People that see you, that's where you experience the culture. So overseas basketball, and maybe why a lot of people love it, because you love hoop too, right? But you're gonna grow as a person. You know, basketball doesn't last. Hooping and all that, Father Time's undefeated. So you want to get the experience of hooping, but then you also want to get the experience of living. You feel me? So after practice or after school, like noon, now we're about 12 o'clock. You go back to get lunch, then practice, man. Practice starts at like 1. Low key, just be ready to grind.
Overseas basketball. Living in another country and playing the game you love. This is a huge milestone for any ambitious basketball player. But where do you start and how do you get your first contract? My name is Des360 and this is how to play basketball overseas. I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to go from college bench warmer to overseas pro basketball player. Watch my full course now, only at Des360.com.
Because our practices were from like 1 to like 5, low key. It was crazy. But at the same time, it's not that crazy because to get to that opportunity, to get to playing overseas, I was already training like 6 to 8 hours a day anyway, 6 days a week. I take 1 day off for rest, and that 1 day off, I'm watching film, I'm watching hoop. Like, I'm fortunate to live in California, so in Southern California, Los Angeles. So I would, in the summers, I would go to the Drew League. So we were like, I wasn't playing in the Drew, so I would just go watch. And you could, or just whatever, so I would go watch for 1 day, and you can watch TV, you could do whatever. But, and then practice was brutal, going over plays, different language, all that. But, it's all part of the experience. Like, when I look back at basketball and playing overseas, I'm like, dang, like it was something bigger. And it's just got to enjoy it. And it's not all going to be, it's not going to be perfect, guys. It's not going to be perfect, but it is crazy. So after practice, you're exhausted and you're hungry. You might eat. We had food, like literally where I was living. We all lived together as a team. You have your room, corridors, whatever. They had food there too, cafeteria. Or you can go to the mall and eat. And we're like 20 years old, so I'm like, oh, let's go to the mall and eat. And the mall is popping. Like, you peep so many people, and everywhere you go, everyone's looking at you. So it's not all about the ego trip, and especially as I got older, I was like, I laugh about it, but it's crazy because I remember going to the malls in the Philippines and every eye's on me. Every market I walk into, every eye's on me. On the court, all the eyes are on you, and it's so interesting. And then after the games, you're signing autographs, all that good stuff. But then I remember coming back to the States and then going to the mall, and it just felt so weird. Like, no one's looking at me, like, really? So, yeah, man, the vibes, the energy, and then hooping in the actual game. So after dinner, you get home, you get back to your room. It's late, it's 8 o'clock, whatever. Then now you just take care of your body if you need to ice again, and then so time difference, keep that in mind. You have people, my family was in Los Angeles, I'm in the Philippines. Literally it's like 13-hour time difference. So now I'm back in the room, it's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. and it's 9 a.m. in the States. So this is when I get to send some messages, maybe vid chat, because at 5 p.m. you're not hitting up the fam at 5 a.m. like, you know what I mean? So that's when you do it right at night, and then you go to bed, then you wake up the next morning, pretty much do it again. And then when it's game time, when you have games, that's the most poppin' of all time. Because they have drum teams. In the Philippines, they have drum teams. So I'm like, damn. I'm at the free throw line. And then it's super poppin', man. It's so poppin'. Everyone's so into basketball. And I know I'm talking about the Philippines. I'll talk about the Mexico experience. But really, it's all that in one. Like, then you play, you hoop, the energy, the crowd. And if you're an import, I was a Filipino American on the team. And then we had people from like Cameroon, France, like those are imports. Couple per team, and then you have your Filipinos, so full Filipinos, locals. Be prepared, you're not going to get calls, like it's just a scrappier game. But I remember coming back after hooping overseas and then playing like at LA Fitness 24 out here. Oh my gosh, everyone was so soft. Like, you can't even call those fouls overseas. Like, that's weak. You can't, you know. So then the cool part is playing overseas, you come back and then now you're like, I gotta finish all these and one, and you're doing it naturally because you're not getting those calls. So the overseas experience is amazing. Like, you know, it's a lot of adjustment though. I'm like highlighting all the good, but there was a lot of like, oh man, I don't want to eat this, or oh man, like the culture is so different. Like the jokes are different. The way that people mess with each other is different. You know, they might, I'm a different, like I'm way darker. So like they're saying whatever, and it's just like different, but it helps you grow. So, you know, if you're trying to play overseas, you got to go for it. I would say it's still worth it. And then at the end of the day, the most important part, probably should have even opened the video with this. The most important thing I learned from playing overseas is that I can basically achieve whatever I put my mind to. You know what I'm saying? Like, people might lie to you. And it's okay. People don't think it's possible until you actually do it. So when my overseas dreams came true, that's when I knew like so many more possibilities were possible. Like so many more things could happen. The power of the mind, applying it, boom, overseas. And that's what I really want to share with you guys. So that's it, guys. And then literally that happened. After that, Philippines, 2 years, ups and downs, playing one team, playing on another team, traveling different islands, traveling. So you've already traveled from your home, right? LA to Philippines, 5,000 miles. Now I'm traveling from island to island and island, teaching people basketball. You know what I'm saying? Crazy weather. Some kids have no shoes. Like, there's just so many. And I wasn't going into it like, oh, I need $10,000 every month immediately. Like, I was just like, yo, I'm here to hoop. What happens is gonna happen. You know, if you build it up, and let's say you're doing it for 3-4 years, now you're like, or a couple years at least, and you're like, all right, I could ask a little more. And that's what I did. I got attention from Mexico, boom, went there, and then I got more money too. So yeah, guys, that's what I got to share with you. I'm gonna drop more videos. This is just the journal, free flowing, talking about overseas hoop. I want to just connect with you guys. If you have questions, make sure to hit me up on IG. Check out my program if you haven't. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest, guys. That program is everything I did to get overseas opportunities in multiple countries, and it cost me years, cost me money, a lot of money, and I'm just sharing it with you guys for like a super duper low price. So check it out. And if not, if you know, times are hard, whatever, but at the same time, if times are hard, like, and trying to play overseas, like, you have to give to get, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, like I bought my ticket to go overseas, the first ticket I bought, and then after that I didn't have to pay for any more tickets. You know what I mean? So if you're like, I don't know if I could pay to learn about a whole experience and basically get all the shortcuts, like, but then what if someone is, and then there are only so many spots overseas. So I'm not trying to sell you guys anything, but at the same time, I'm also saying, like, it's an investment, investing in your future. You know what I'm saying? And I put all that time in. So I hope you guys see the value in that. I'm not charging $100 for it. I'm like, hey, 20 bucks, you know, it's on sale right now. And then I try to help you guys as much as possible, connect you with people. And I'm out here hooping still, showing what I can do. Filipino Kyrie, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Season 2, man. This is just how we're gonna do it. I felt like season 1, like I said, I was really pushing out the stories, which is great, and I'm gonna do that here. But I feel like if this is more of a journal now, this is more of like me reflecting and just sharing the thoughts, because that's really what happens. That's really what was going through my mind, and I hope you enjoy it. Filipino Kyrie, see y'all later. Peace.